My city's gonna tell you the tale. Everyone was left in the veil. My time won't come to an end. Take a look around, it's a war zone. The damage is already done. Take a look around, it's a war zone. The damage is already done. Take a look around. And keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting. I'm bad to the bone. Got blood on my knees. I'm bad for my life, I'm fighting. Yeah, I'm bad to the bone. Got blood on my knees. I'm bad for my life, I'm fighting. The ash came burning down. No, you won't hear a sound. The screaming bottled within. Take a look around. And keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting.
Here we are, we locked down in different cities, and our virtual connection falls apart. Guess it's been too many years since California. Now the memories of us is all I have. See, one day I'm gonna reach ya, take a plane for many miles. We pretend that time didn't pass us by when we're on Mulholland Drive. I know it won't be long before dawn. Gotta be patient for a while. Someday we'll look at stars in this same sky. When I'm on the other side. Take me back to the life that we once knew, when the walls weren't closing in like they are now. Cause it's been too many years since California. I wish I could get there, I don't know how. See, one day I'm gonna reach ya, take a plane for many miles. We pretend that time didn't pass us by when we're on Mulholland Drive. I know it won't be long before dawn. Gotta be patient for a while. Someday we'll look at stars in the same sky. When I'm on the other side. Oh.
This is the RSC Elites Play-Ins. I'm Spotty FC. Joining me here is Veiled as we've got our double elimination bracket up next. We're starting in the lower bracket as we do with all of our play-in matches. But Veiled, it's another bracket. I mean, we're moving through these brackets rather quickly, and that means for these teams, so too will the rest of their runs. But we start in the elite play-ins here with play-in at round 1, really. And for now, we have Blaze versus Darkness here. Brave Esports Blaze taking on Shadow Esports Darkness. Reminder that because this is play-in round 1, whoever loses, their run is over before it even started. Whoever wins is just getting started, has to win. At this point, it would have to be the amount of like 7 matches straight before to win the whole thing. So, every impressive underdog run starts somewhere, and always starts in play-in round 1, and that's where these teams need to get things going.
Yes, and you would need a strong start here. I mean, of course, you go out if you lose, but you also need to build a bit of confidence, because if you win this one round, you would have to go straight into the next round in this play-ins to once again fight for your life in this tournament. And that is kind of the thing you have to do when you don't finish top 3 of your conference, as we move into the play-ins brackets here. And we will be starting in the top side of the bracket in both the upper and the lowers. So starting off, we have Blaze against Darkness, and then the winner of that will go on to face against Dexterity Celeritas. And then after we finish those games, we will be moving up to the upper bracket, where Centurions will be facing off against Porphyra. I hope I said that correctly. And then tomorrow we will be returning, and we will have Team Berserkers Yalis going up against Royal 5 Kings, and then the winner will be facing Nguni, and then after that it will be Miasma against Deception. So stay tuned for tomorrow, but today we have these games, of course, and starting off we have Blaze against Darkness, so it will be an interesting day we have ahead of us.
Yeah, it is. 3 matches, as you said, here, and 2 days of play-ins action. So this is where that final bracket really does start to kick things off here. And with both these teams kind of coming to this point, it's very close and very similar in rankings. That's not surprising, but the thing about these play-in first-round matches, they're usually not very close. And for both these teams, it really does come down to not really who's going to be better, just who's going to be more ready for this final bracket. Because I've seen more often than not, the team that does well here oftentimes kickstarts their incredible lower bracket run. And of course, that means you gotta be playoff ready. You gotta have a playstyle that's ready for playoffs. And with how similar these teams are overall in how they played, it's really gonna come down to just who is not going to feel the pressure against each other, who's not going to feel more pressure against each other.
Yes, and we just saw the team stats, and while everything looked quite even, there was one stat in specific that really stood out to me, and that was the demo stat. If you looked at it, the team Blaze, they had almost twice the amount of Darkness demos. Like, it could be interesting how that affects this game we have against us, but I think we would have to be moving on to some predictions. So, Spotty, who do you have winning this?
Yeah, it's a tough matchup as well, and I think it's one that I don't think it's one that's going to end in a sweep, but I also don't think it's going to be super close either. I've got I really want to go with Brave Esports. I love the people at Brave Esports, but Shadow Esports are the higher seeded team for a reason, I think, and I think that's going to show up here. 3-1 for Shadow, but admittedly, when it comes to matches like these, it really doesn't matter how your regular season goes. It really just matters how are you ready. Are you ready for playoffs? Are you ready for this final bracket? And but I want to know if you think Brave Esports is ready for playoffs.
I don't know if they are. I mean, just basing it off league play, I mean, comparing the 2 win percentages, and there could be many factors, but Darkness, they have a very big advantage if you look at that. They have 52% win percentage against Blaze's 47, and I think that will have an impact, at least in the early game. So I think Darkness, they get off with a strong foot, and I think they finish at 3-1. I think Blaze, they will fight back in the second or third game, but I think it will just be shut out from there.
Yeah, and I like that you mentioned as well that you kind of mentioned as well that first game is very important for how these teams perform. And of course, in matches like these, in best of 5s, you have to be able to perform well. As we're moving into the field here, into the game, this is a huge one. I'll start of our play-ins matches of 10 teams over 2 days. We will only see 4 of them stay in that final bracket. So it's going to be a tough run for a lot of these teams. They've made it far, but they have not been able to make it. They have not been able to make it easy for themselves. So they got to play well here going into this play-in matches. As we said, this is play-in round 1, a best of 5. The loser is already eliminated, as it will be Blaze and Darkness here. on this matchup. Blaze of Brave Esports on the blue, Darkness of Shadow Esports on the black, and again, as we said, elimination online, and I'm gonna keep saying it again and again. It doesn't matter how your season goes, it matters how you start. And right now, Brave Esports Blaze off to a great start. 16 seconds in, and it is Bryn who gets them off to a great play right down to Caldi.
Yeah, and it's a good passing play. I know I said that I thought Darkness would be coming out swinging, but it is actually Team Blaze that comes out swinging. It's a beautiful play. It's a pass up to the guy who's sitting waiting on the corner, and then he just taps it beautifully down infield to the guy waiting on the midfield line, and or not the midfield line but the goal line, and he just taps it in. And now Mithril, he will look to make his own play, but he does get challenged, and it's actually gonna buy some time for Lumi. He will have to take the 50 though, and now Bryn, he'll be carrying it forward off the corner. LD Kitten will be there challenging, and then now Real Som, he will be kind of trying to keep the ball in play, but Mithril, he just takes it away from him. But the pressure will stay in Blaze's favor at the moment.
Well, I mean, we're just going to wait and see. I mean, you said it. Darkness and really both these teams need to come out with a strong punch. And while Blaze may have that first goal, we haven't seen much more after that. The offense has stayed consistent, though, and at the very least, as long as they're winning these challenges, they're going to give themselves opportunities to score. But a misplay there from Bryn. Mithril with some open room as Cal will shuffle to the side. Bryn will go across their own goal just to get rid of this one. As jumping in is Ellie Kitten, Lumi and Mithril took it away. Lumi had a great chance to shoot there, but Mithril either didn't see it or didn't hear it. Either way, that's a chance wasted.
Yeah, and I think it was a bit of miscommunication there. I mean, either way, both plays could have definitely worked out if Lumi had been a bit more patient, or if Mithril had just maybe faked it, but in the end it will just die out. But they have another attack going here. Real Som, he will be challenging. He will make another challenge to just clear the ball far away, and Caldi, he will put pressure on, and now a bit of space for Real Som. Can't get it on target though, and will be good defense from Darkness here. But Bryn, he looks to go to the ceiling, he looks to get it in, but Ellie Kitten very aware of what he's trying to do. Now the shot on target, a goal line saved by Lumi that keeps them in the play.
Yeah, no, Darkness had a couple big saves so far, a couple big plays really more realistically keep themselves in this. They've been playing a lot more defense than I think they would be happy to here. A team with, you said it, over 50% win rate in the season, and yet they are playing mostly defense right now as another clear straight back to Blaze. They're just taking the demos, doing what we know that you said this team is good at, those demo plays, that kind of aggression. Now that they've got offense, now they're maintaining it, those demos, that sort of ability to remove the threats on defense is really going to show up here.
Yes, and it just comes down to, can Darkness find their rhythm in offense first, or will the demos just be too much to handle? Because all it takes is just one crucial demo on the goal line and the whole net is just open. Real Som, he puts it on the crossbar. Caldi with the follow-up, but Mithril, big clear from the man. He will be following it, he will be looking for the challenge. It will pop infield where Caldi is waiting. He drops it to Bryn. Can't get it on target. Now Real Som up in the air, but can't seem to get the finish. Now Caldi with a challenge. Just keep Mithril on his toes, and he will take a pot shot. It will be deflected wide though, and now Lumi will try and just keep the play going, but it will drop to Real Som, and if he could find the target, it could have been very well been a goal, but for now it stays 1-0 for Team Blaze.
It is a Brave Esports side, holding down as a bit of a fake in front. The net's wide open now, but they'll jump in and suffocate the play. Bryn's got a follow-up shot though, and it's a second for Blaze as the ball popped in front. Everybody jumped in for Darkness, but with nobody else to support them, Bryn was gonna take that no matter what happened.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful fake that just leaves the whole defense of Darkness very awkward, and with 0 boost, there's not really much they can do at that point. But it is a good play from Blaze in the end. Now Lumi, he will look to offload it to Mithril as he looks to get an offense going of his own. A miss comes through that could have helped them out, but can't make the best of it this time. Now Ellie Kitten off the sidewall, big 50, but it will drop to Som. Now Bryn looking for that demo on the goal line, can't get it, but it does leave them a bit awkward. And now he will just be playing with the ball in the corner. It's an infield pass to Bryn, who just taps it in. And it is pretty shut out from Blaze here in the first game.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and the shooting itself has definitely shown us what Blaze is up to here. 11-1. Blaze, as we said, somebody is going to come into this one, start off really well, be playoff ready. That is clearly Blaze right now, who are coming into this series, coming into this match, and really do not look that uneasy right now. They've had constant offense, constant pressure, and those demos, you said it, they haven't actually been all that important this game, but they have definitely shown up in crucial moments. That last goal had a demo to open up the play as Bryn to the back corner. Lumi, that's a bit of a weak touch here, and Mirfo will come back and just save a little bit of time here, but Cal to the corner, some space for Blaze to work with, but the ball will be cleared away. Bryn will jump up for it, and the play does die down a little bit, still goes in this Psalm. But Ellie Kitten will win this. Lumi will take it away, and Darkness still searching for their first goal of the night.
Yes, and you at this moment, this game is over, so you will be, probably if you're Darkness, you'll be thinking about how do you bring this back in the next game. And what I'm wondering is, do you call a timeout at this point? Because when it's this shutout, you kind of need to change some things up. And what I would especially like to see from Darkness is a bit more trust in each other, because I have seen quite a bit of double commits, both in offense and in defense. So the trust not really showing for Darkness, and I would especially like to see them just put that trust, because you really need that trust in these play-in runs, because just one game where you don't really put that trust in your teammates, and it could be the end of your whole season.
Yeah, these best of fives are not very long, and neither is your time in this bracket. Once you're out for both these teams. So it is really going to come down to not only playing well, not only knowing that you're playing well, but being able to, as you said, put that trust in your teammates and put yourself in a position where you can be successful. For now, Blaze 3-0. Their offense looked unbeatable right there, and with all the goals, all the chances that they had, it's going to come down to, you said it, can Darkness break out? Can they trust in each other? But more importantly, can they actually get possession? They had so little possession that game, they never really felt like they even had a chance in this one. And for Blaze, they're just going to keep it going. It's really going to be a play of keep it going for Darkness. They're not calling timeout here, and I think the reason why is because they're coming into this one with an open book. They've never played this team either, so I think for both these teams coming into this one, just trying to learn about each other first before they ever make any choices to call a timeout and make a playstyle change.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just looking at the statistics of this game at the moment, and while Darkness defense, it was holding up, the big difference maker was that they only had one shot on target, and I honestly didn't feel like the possession was as big of an issue. I mean, they did get possession at moments, but it was just getting that finish that was just really lacking from them. When they had possession, they just couldn't really convert it to get upfield and really get that end product that you would like to see. So, I mean, it will be a game of getting possession, but also how do you convert that possession into an actual chance on net? Because only one shot on target, it won't be enough to win games in this tier. I mean,
No,
we are seeing it. The amount of shots that this Blaze team had, it was just overwhelming for the Darkness side. Even if they got 8 saves that game, it was just too much.
Yeah, they did. They got a lot of saves, but yeah, simply put, you can't win with one shot, and you definitely can't win without offense. And for these teams, they're gonna need to either keep it going or find some plays. As Mifril trying to get a start here, flip a reset, but Psalm is waiting for it. As Blaze are waiting back, but again, not really anything going in there. As a play into the midfield, Mifril sidewall will not get the second touch. Will leave it for Lumi, but the play goes straight to Bryn, and Cal D will let this one go as Blaze back on offense once more. Mifril will have to avoid that bump attempt as now they'll take the dribble to go for Blaze, but Bryn's got room. We'll wait to see if Lumi's not going to make the touch, and Lumi doesn't, but neither does Brave. Is now in front. Cal will save. Psalm jumps in, but won't be able to get past Mifril. Cal stops Ellie Kitten from the shots, and it will be room once again for Psalm. One-on-one with Lumi. Will try to force them out. But great shot from Lumi. Doesn't commit heavily to that challenge. Lets the play, work out. And, well, with time, they cut down that angle, and they force Blaze to give up on the play.
Yeah, and I mean, we did see some more aggression from the Darkness side, and it definitely looks like it's catching this Blaze team a bit off guard. I mean, they might get a chance here, though, but they get away with the Darkness. But the pressure, it does look like it's getting to Blaze a little bit. I mean, you are seeing a bit of missed touches. You are seeing a bit of space being given to the Darkness roster as like kind of a reward for putting that pressure on them, as we see a pass infield, but Ellikin can't find the finisher now. Big challenge now. Mifril following it up off the backboard, but Bryn will be waiting there. And now Caldi off the sidewall. He looks to find the infield pass, but Lumi will be there first. And now Will Psalm. He has a lot of space if he can get it past Lumi. Can't do so. Now Mifril looking to get it upfield, but it will be Ellie Kitten with the pressure and defense. Now Mifril high in the sky. Puts it off the ceiling, but once again there will be player waiting for that ball. Just collect it up Just make sure that nothing comes from it. But Mithril, he will hit it hard off the back button. Could this be awkward? It will be, and Mithril, he puts it in himself.
It is a great play there from Mithril in the first goal of the series for Darkness. They needed this halfway through game 2 in a very even, tight matchup with very few shots. It is Mithril who sees the opening and just jumps in. You know, in the chance that there is going to be a whiff, he wants to be the first one to it, and it happens. And sometimes those mistakes happen, and every time it does happen, players are expecting you to make those mistakes. They're going to be ready for them. Darkness has a goal, but now they've got to hold it.
Yes, and now a big clear from Ellie Kitten. Can he or she, I am not sure, but can they follow it up? It does look like they will. Now Mithril will leave it to Lumi, but not a lot of boost, so can't really get a lot of power on that shot. Now Bryn, off the sidewall, makes Mithril awkward, but he will get a touch. Ellie Kitten with the follow-up, fakes it for Lumi, but Bryn will take it right over the head of Lumi now. Mithril passing it to Ellie Kitten, and it will bounce off the sidewall. A second touch comes in, a challenge comes in, and Mithril, he's waiting patiently there. He will challenge Cal D, but can't get the bump. Now Lumi, with some pressure here, gets the 50, but Ellie Kitten will just have to wait and see what goes on, because there's not a lot of boost in that tank. And that is something that they are lacking a bit, this Darkness team. But a big whiff from Cal D that could have really put Blaze back into this game. And now Ellie Kitten with a lot of space just needs to put it hard on target. But it will be lacking in power, and Bryn will be there to stop the shot. And now an infield pass to Real Storm. But the save comes out from Ellie Kitten. And now the follow-up as well, but Bryn, he's waiting there, but he can't find the power that he needed.
Psalm's going to have this one, and yeah, you said it, that was a huge chance. That should have gone in here for Blaze. They haven't had that many good opportunities this game. They had 11 shots last game, only 5 so far as we head into the final 60 seconds. And for Blaze, those chances have not been all that good for them. They have not had continuous offensive pressure. Shadow had their chance and took it here as Mithril. Clear, maybe another chance, infield pass. That one doesn't connect on Bryn as Psalm off the corner. Lumi, good first touch, straight to Cal D. Ellie Kitten won't have it as a play on the back wall as Psalm to Bryn to the nets to the goal. Nobody was able to get it. Darkness whiffed and Blaze ties it with 40 on the clock.
Yes, and I think Lumi did know that it was going to be a tough one to reach, and I think Mithril, I mean, you do see the trust in him. He trusted that Lumi was going to get there, and that is something I said that I wanted to see. I mean, that was kind of scrappy, but it is kind of a situation you can't really get away with really well unless the other team makes a misplay. So while it is a mistake from Darkness, I can understand why it happened, and you just gotta stay in this game at this point. I mean, they don't have a lot of boost to work with here, but Mithril, he will be following it up. A bump comes through, and now Ellie Kitten with the shot. If the bump comes through, it could be crucial, but the dodge comes through from Bryn. And now Caldi has a bit of space to work with. He will offload it to Psalm, but an early challenge from Mithril will just catch him off guard. A fake comes through, but no one is waiting there for the shot. And now double commit will come through from Darkness, and I think that will seal this game unless Blaze can find a goal here, but it doesn't quite look like they will now. It will bounce up, so game being kept alive for now. Lumi offloads it off the corner, and I think they will just let it drop, and they will. And we do have overtime for the first time tonight here in this game too.
Yeah, the rest of what will be many overtimes, I'm certain, in this final brackets, but for Blaze, this is more important. I think for Darkness, it's more important for them than it is for Blaze in this point. Not only are Darkness, if they lose this, they're going down 2-0 in the series, but for Blaze, but for Darkness as well, this could be the start of that momentous swing that they're looking for. The momentum to bring this one back. We both said it, this Darkness team is the favorite in this matchup. It's a team that we both expect that's going to win this, but that's a mistake from Milliken! Oh, they were a bit too slow, and jumping in was Cal D. A chance presented itself, and nobody from Darkness acted, but Blaze most certainly did.
Yeah, and I think it might just be the pressure getting to this Darkness team. I mean, they were the favorites. You have all the pressure on your shoulders. You need to show why you're the favorites going into this game, but also you need to show that you really have a place in this play-ins, because qualifying from 5th, it's not the most confident place on the table to go through to this play-ins, but the mistakes, I mean, it's mistakes that is easily preventable. I would say it must be the pressure, and I would like to see a timeout here to just reset the mental, get back in this game, because you already have a really tough task on your hands, and you really need to take any benefit that you can. And that timeout buff, it could come in hand, but at the moment it doesn't really quite look like we're gonna get that.
Doesn't look like it, but yeah, you mentioned as well, Blaze brought the pressure back. The start of the game was so good for Darkness. It was even, it was competitive, and while Darkness didn't win, it was the best they've looked all series. But at the end of that game, you could see them fall back to Blaze's pressure once again. Blaze didn't need much time to turn up the pressure. I mean, at the end of this game, they had 9 shots. That is pretty similar to what they did last game as well, outshooting their opponents. It was closer, and yet still Blaze won on possession, and for Darkness, it's the same thing all over again. I don't know if it's nerves, more so just the fact that they're not winning offense. And without offense, without pressure, and without really a lot of shots, sometimes you're not going to get as many good chances. And, you know, for Darkness, they may have had mistakes that led to their goals, but there are good chances nonetheless. And with all that pressure, mistakes are bound to happen, and that's what Blaze knows that. They know that mistakes will make offense. Offense will make mistakes. As what happened here? Another error. Caldy's going to score this. But as I said, that pressure makes mistakes happen, and Darkness, they've been under so much pressure. Mistakes are bound to happen as Lumi, not the first time they've ripped off the back wall, and this one could really cost his team now that it's match point against them.
Yes, and I think you're now starting to see why I really wanted that timeout. I mean, just to go back on that pressure, I do agree with you that you do need that offensive pressure, but I also think that in these higher tiers, I think the amount of offensive pressure that they had wasn't really all that bad. It was more so the whiffs coming in the defense that just kept them in pressure more often than not. And if they could fix that, while that not technically being a defensive issue, just a nerves thing, just making sure that when you need to not make mistakes, when you need to be flawless, the touches, they don't need to be so perfect, they don't need to be so nice, they just need to be there. And when you're whiffing the ball, you're really just giving the opponents all the time to think about exactly how they want to approach this offense. So I mean, you really just need to be clinical in these play-ons, and it does look like Darkness are waking up just a little bit. They are forcing some pressure, but Solmi would get an absolutely beautiful clear and a pinch, but it goes just wide off the post.
Oh, what a goal that would have been had Som put it in. I mean, we've seen a lot of offense so far as that's one in front. Tom will have another chance here to go with open room in front. Flip reset. Ellie Kitten will challenge and keep it away. And if there's anyone that's really gonna want to prove themselves here, it would be Ellie Kitten. It was their play in front of their own net that cost their team game 2. And you know, Blaze now 1 away from making it the next round of the play-ins to take on Celeritas later tonight. Is Ellie Kitten to the back corner. Demo on 1. Real Som jumping in, but it's sent back in by Lumi. Bryn, Lumi again. It's a room in front here as County will clear it away. And Ellie Kitten will go again. Up to the ceiling. Ellie Kitten's got room. Up goes Bryn, though. And I just love that Blaze is meeting every single play with a challenge. Every single offensive touch with something, but a double tap. Oh, it's off the post. Som is facing the wrong direction. It's in. Mithril has it.
Yes, and it's off a great individual effort from Lumi, the guy that has made so many defensive errors in this series. He makes up for it. He drops the ball. It might not go in, but it pops out perfectly for Mithril to just tap it in. And what a play that is to get back in. Maybe that could calm the nerves. Maybe that could bring back the confidence for this Darkness roster. I mean, that is surely what you need at this point, because you need something absolutely beautiful to get back in this series, and that might just be the moment we all look back in as that is where Darkness, they brought it back. But only time will tell though. Mithril, he's looking to launch another offense. He just booms it in the corner, and Caldy, he will be caught off guard by that. Ellie Kitten with the challenge, and will keep pressure in Darkness' favor. Mithril just a bit too late up for that though, but now Lumi banks it off the side wall, just looking to keep this pressure, and the pass from Ellie Kitten finds Lumi, but the shot is just not good enough. Now Mithril looking to do what Lumi did, but chooses to offload it to Ellie Kitten. The pressure comes through. A 50 will be found by Blaze, and now the shot, it will be on target. Lumi does not make a mistake this time, and Ellie Kitten goes off the sidewall, looks for a challenge. It will be offloaded to Bryn, but Mithril up early, and the challenge, the offense, it is on for Darkness. A shot on target, it will just go in, and it is Lumi once again making it happen.
It is another play from Lumi, and you said it. They have needed to show up this series. Really feels like everybody from Darkness needs to show up at some point, and that is how you do it. Raiding in front, waiting for the opportunity, and then when it presents itself, you make it count, and Lumi does just that. But off the kickoff, a chance for Blaze as it will go wide. They've had a bit of a slower performance here, but Darkness have turned up the heat, have turned up the plays, and for Blaze, it's now their time to also follow suit.
Yes, and it What a way to get back in this game. Maybe even get back in this series, as we see Lumi with 0 boost in the corner. He will drop it pretty comfortably for Ellie Kitten. But now Mithril off the backboard, he'll be so awkward, but the shot, it just goes wide. Now Ellie Kitten with a lot of space, opts to just bang it instead, but it will be very awkward for Blaze, and the shot, if it was on target, surely it would have gone in, but couldn't find it this time, Lumi. Now Mithril chooses to opt to go infield, but it will drop perfectly for Som, and he will find the crossbar, and it does drop in. It will be even once again here. A great play from Blaze, but an even bigger mistake from Darkness.
It is. It's just a bad touch after a bad touch there. Mithril hits it the wrong direction. Ellie Kitten's in no man's land, and for Darkness, they weren't ready for that play in front. Blaze have tied things up. Reminder, this is Darkness's season on the line. They lose this game, it is over for Darkness and for Shadow Esports, as Blaze again trying to race back just to make the pressure even greater. Again, this team took a while to get things ready last game, and it feels like this game might take even longer for them, but with a minute to go, could be anyone's to win it. Lumi will outplay a player there on the Blaze side, but another clear away. Mithril, Lumi wants this one, but Som will cut it away as Lumi wasn't ready. Kyle has open room, and he's got a net in front here. Cal D gets by one. Som! It's on the line, it's in! Blaze with one goal up. Half a minute remains.
And what a play that is. He just delays the touch just enough, and Som, he gets the perfect 50, and I think you could summarize this series by those 50s. I mean, in my eyes, it has looked like Blaze. They are winning almost every single 50-50. And that mentality for Darkness, surely it will be very much affected by the fact that every time they go for that ball, there is a 70% chance it will just go over your head. And once again, Blaze will have a big chance, but they can't convert. Now Ellie Kitten on the other end, it will be open. Lumi with the 50-50. It just doesn't go in. And once again, Blaze comes out on the better end with those 50-50s. It will go off the backboard. Mithril will be waiting, but another 50-50 to just seal the deal. Maybe just tighten the noose. Maybe just stab the knife in the back, and Blaze, they will take this series in a very convincing fashion. And I will have to say, very well played from them right here.
3-0 for Blaze. You said it as well. They made it convincing here. We said it so often that these matches oftentimes are not very long, and this one was not. A 3-0 sweep, and you said it about Blaze. I don't know if they won all the 50-50s, but they won the important ones, that's for certain. And they really did control the midfield for the entirety of this match. Darkness never really stood much of a chance, because when it felt like they had opportunities, Blaze just went back to their usual, went back to winning the midfield, and from there on out, Darkness just saw the world closing in on them, saw the light escaping from them, and could never really get themselves into it.
Yeah, they just never really got back in. I mean, every single time they strike back, it looked like there would be an almost immediate response from this Blaze team. And as I talked about, those 50-50s, they were absolutely clinical. Every single time there was just the slightest amount of pressure on that Blaze team, they would just find a really strong 50 to just make the Darkness team more uncomfortable and just get the confidence back in their own team that they can get back to the other net as fast as they want to, really. I mean, it was really beautifully played from Blaze. I mean, I'm really surprised that they won this series, but I'm even more surprised that they did it in so convincing fashion. But, I mean, that gameplay just did all the talking. I mean, there's not really much you can discredit them for, really.
No, you can't. You can't discredit this team and that performance. But that means for them, their run continues through the play-in lower bracket. So now past Darkness, they are now one round away from guaranteeing themselves a spot further in the competition, a spot in the top 8, as well as they'll be taking on Celeritas up next. As we're going to go to a break. When we come back, Blaze will be back on stream again to take on Celeritas. The winner will be here in the top 8. The loser will have their run end today. We'll see you guys soon.
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Casting on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. I have come, it's cold and losing my control. The light is gone, the night is come, it's crazy. The light is gone, I wish that you could save me from my isolation. My eyes are complicated. I stop these conversations. Control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation. No relation. We got no relation. And it goes like
now for a couple of nights, need to rebuild myself to come alive. It all makes sense now, now that the lights out. It's a different world to me, it makes me feel down. Wait until the storm comes out, until the sleep comes and makes it alright. Waiting for the morning having trouble to sleep now for a couple of nights. Need to rebuild myself to come alive. It all makes sense now, now that the lights out. It's a different world to me, it makes me feel down. Wait until the storm comes out, until the sleep comes and makes it alright. Waiting for the morning
book that I wrote, or all the words that we spoke, yet only with our eyes. Now is the time to choose. Somebody wins and some lose. I can see through your disguise. Lay it down, hope for something better. Looking at the clouds, the sliver in the weather. You can't keep this up. The lies are just too much. Kick back, start another fire. Looking at the clouds, making shapes that you admire. And you can't stop it now, 'cause you don't know how. You can't stop it now. Something better, looking at the clouds, the sliver in the weather. You can't keep this up. The lies are just too much. Kick back, start another fire. Looking at the clouds, making shapes that you admire. And you can't stop it now, 'cause you don't know how. You can't stop it now. You can't stop it now. You can't stop it now, 'cause you don't know how.
Feel me like a Hellcat.
Hello and welcome back to the RSC stream. I am Veiled, and joining me today is Sir Pegasus, my hero. And I just finished the last series, which was a big sweep for Blaze. They took on the Shadow team. Let me just find their name real quick. It was indeed Darkness, and now they will be facing the Dexterity team, Celeritas, and I think Blaze, they came out swinging the last series, so it's gonna be interesting to see if they can take them on. After this, there will be Centurions facing off against Porphyra, but right now we have Celeritas against Blaze, and this will be the last elimination match of the day. So Pegasus, take me in. How do you see this one going?
Well, first of all, I want to say I'm so excited to be here for an Elite broadcast. It is arguably my favourite tier to commentate over, and seeing the names we've already had on the pitch today and the ones that are coming up in the upcoming game, that has just continued to fuel my excitement. As for this series, well, I knew I was going to be broadcasting the second series of the day, that middle series. So I thought, okay, let me look at the schedule. Let me look at who I'm going to be putting it over. It's going to be Dexterity Celeritas versus, and then I stopped reading there. Anyone that has watched RS Cast every single Monday will know the history between ourselves and Celeritas, also known as Celery Sticks. So I, frankly, do not care how that first series went. I didn't even watch it. I saw that Celeritas were on the schedule, and I know that they're reaching tomorrow. So already, I'm going to get the early prediction out of the way. It's going to be a sweep for Dexterity from me. And those of you that have watched RS Cast should not be surprised about that whatsoever. But Vild, you've watched Brave play. You know what they're capable of. You don't have my biases of weeks and weeks of looking through stats and seeing Celeritas win again and again and again. So I'm interested to hear your opinion at the end of this.
Okay, so I respect you. I've known you for a long time. But I think you are quite wrong here. I think it's gonna be exactly the opposite. I am calling a sweep for Team Blaze. I saw them play. I think they will be absolutely crucial, and they do not go down. If they go behind in a game, they will bring it back immediately. They will show you how wrong you are in that opinion. And I'm sorry to be putting you on the spot, but I will have to call a sweep for Team Blaze. But how it goes, there will only be one way to tell. I know on these team stats that will be coming up shortly that you will be surprised to see Blaze's amount of demos, and I definitely saw it firsthand how that played out. And let's just get it on the screen, and I think you'll be blown away.
Well, it's going to take quite a lot to impress me and to take me away from Dexterity Celeritas, but in Elite, anything can happen. The last time these two teams faced was in Week 9 of League play. It was a 3-2 result to Celeritas. There's a little bit of pain that is still standing here for this Brave roster. And it's time to lay on the bandages and take down their bitter rivals, Celeritas versus Blaze.
Yes, and it's a strong start from both teams. The kickoff, nothing really happens off it, but it will just be a bit back and forward play here. But Rico with a nice upfield pass to D, waiting on the wall, but it will be Storm clearing it away. And now Viu, he's up to meet the ball, but once again, it's just playing keep away at the moment. As now Storm, he will launch his attack, gets it over Rico. Caldi waiting, can't seem to find the finish though. Now D, he will have to get the 50. No, scratch that. Viu, he cuts in, gets it over one. Rico with the shot. It will be a bit less powerful than he would have liked, but D with the demo on the back line opens things up, but he can't find the finish once again.
And it is just going to have to be Rico here on his own line. He's got a second man waiting on that goal line, but Doink was up on that backboard, covering all angles initially here in the defense, but you can see that offensive presence that you were hyping up before this series began already from Brave Esports. Blaze, though, gonna have to work a bit harder to break those lines. They'll face their first defense. And it's Rico in the top left corner, a statement to the stream. And I can already feel that this is going to be a match with a lot of venom behind it.
Yes, and it's a great start from Celery Sticks, or how you call them. But I think that if I watched the same team play this last hour, if they didn't get their little brother to play for them, I think they will not give up, even though this was an early goal. I think they will launch an attack immediately, and they will do just that. But shot just can't find the back of the net this time. Now Caldi challenges D on the corner, but Will be Rico following it up, but now a bit of space found for Bryn, but he will choose to just put on some pressure instead, and now it will be celery sticks straight on the possession once again. But now Real Storm finds Brim in the midfield, but the shot cannot be found once again. I think that is quite a reoccurring theme at the moment. A lot of build-up play, but the finish just can't be found.
And as Caldi up onto this one, Rico will get that block to the corner. Doink. Lays this one off to View, and yet again, Blaze just looking for that opening. This could be their chance. Infield pass, finding Caldi. Not quite, though, breaking past Rico. And that was one of the more dangerous attacks that Blaze has had so far. But again, look to build it up from this front clearance. Bryn will take it over. Rico, fortunate on that respawn in all fairness. It's still a rather low boost defense. Vio won't have one spawn with him. Caldi evades the bump, lays it off to Sam, but Rico, again, able to land that block. And despite the offensive pressure we have seen so far from Blaze, that's just not quite been enough fire behind it. Vio off the backboard, no one there as that second, and play will reset yet again for Brave.
Yes, and I mean, you do have to give credit where credit is due, but this Blaze team, they had such a amazing offense going, and they did manage to just starve Team Celeritas of all their boost, but in the end, they had to give up right as they had them beat, right as they had them right where they wanted them. They had to leave the play and just give Celeritas the ball, give them the possession, but now Blaze looking to launch yet another attack. Caldi beats one, he goes up, Rico, what a save, he clears it on the goal line, but just wait, hold on, the offense is still going, but D, he will be getting the ball out of defense this time. Now Caldi looks to find Bryn, he does so, but Bryn chooses to leave it. Caldi off the sidewall, delays it just enough, the infield pass, but the finish cannot be found. Once again, Pegasus.
And it was a really well attempted pass, but now the pressure will be right back on them. Brinvo able to stop it dead on its tracks in the infield, but Blaze, they are getting a bit more dangerous as time has passed. They've gotten a bit more experimental with their attacks, and Celeritas have been forced to try and keep up with every single new play that Blaze are throwing at them. Rico jumps up early to stop Bryn. Sam is still on, but Brinvo, again, this time with 100 boost. It should be a better opportunity. You'd rather he ran up the wall with that one, but still, it's managed to work with a lovely pass there coming from Caldi. And finally, Brave Esports get themselves on the score sheet. They've been the team with all the offensive momentum. That's going to be a very hard game nature to turn around here if you're on dexterity.
Yes, and I did tell you, this Blaze team, they don't give up when they need it the most. And they do find that goal of a beautiful solo play from, I think it was Bryn. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but it was beautiful. He just faked out one. He got the slight touch in the end to just put it where it needed to be put. And this time, the finesse that they were lacking on the last couple of offenses was found. The demo was trying to be found on the goal line, and surely that would have opened up things for this Blaze team. But once again, this Celeritas roster, they get away with murder. They just managed to defend in the end, but this demo comes through, and Caldi will be the one to put it away this time.
And they've been waiting for the floodgates to open. A huge demo there landed by Bryn. We'll see the net completely open for Caldi. A smoke screen in front of him for any straggling defenders left behind as a result of that offensive onslaught. 14 seconds for Celeritas to try and turn this one around, but I haven't seen the offensive third in quite some time. Bryn able to shut this down, wasting some time with that dribble. Viuvo keeping it up. Riku 40 had a chance. And that will be game over. Blaze take it 2-1.
Yes, and I know I've said this a lot, but this Blaze team, they really go to show that even when they go down immediately, they bring it back. And I think this was a great showing of what's to come, but this series is definitely very open still. I mean, Celeritas, they found that early goal. Can they reproduce this in the second game? Surely it would be still in their cards to take this series, but very interesting play there. I mean, Celeritas, they were really strong on the defensive backline, but once that first goal went in, it just looked like Blaze had all the pressure they needed, and they just managed to find a second one almost immediately after that response.
You can already kind of feel how this game is going to continue. Blaze are going to be that team that just want to be offense after offense. They'll never really let go. Once they have the lead, they're looking to expand it. Whereas Celeritas, they're happy to just win a game 1-0. If they don't have to go into the offense, they simply will not. They'll sit in their defense. They'll play it as safe as possible. I feel like that can work against a lot of teams. Teams that are easily frustrated. But Blaze, they managed to keep their head on for those first 5 minutes. I feel like if that game went into the opposing favour and they were not able to get that shot across, we could see a very different direction of this series where maybe those frustrations start to play a factor. But with that second goal and with that lead gained here in this series, instead, they can be that team with a bit of confidence. And now they kind of force Celeritas to play their cards.
Yes, and it will very much be up to Celeritas. How do they turn this stuff around? I mean, in the last series I just casted, we saw Darkness really struggling to find their feet back once Blaze made the response. And I mean, in the second game, was looking quite a lot like this first game here. But it will be interesting to say Celeritas definitely starting off a lot stronger than this Darkness team did. But the first offense will go to Celeritas. Can they seal the deal? No, they can't. Psalm, the great tap onto his own back button. He will be waiting for the follow-up, but he has to leave it for Caldi. But hold on a minute. Quite a bit of mistakes happening on this backline, but it looks like they will get away with it this time. Now Bryn looks to fake out one. He does so, but D, what a big challenge, and it will be very dangerous. But Psalm, once again, he gets to clear away. Just gets them out of danger for now.
And that was a really bad timed 50 there from the defender. It did invite that extra bit of pressure from Celeritas. This is not the dexterity side we saw in game 1. A lot more offensive focus. Looking to just hold it down in this final third. Defending that halfway line as if it were their goal. But Rico, that's not going to be a great first touch. Blaze have been presented an opening, but Doink will send it corner to corner. He's going to be required a second time. 100 boost in front of him. Calls off his own teammate, but View from third man. Able to cut inside. Shot attempted from Doink, but Blaze do well to cover all of these gaps, but I don't think they're going to be out of the woods yet.
Yes, it will definitely be put more pressure from both sides here as a whiff comes through. Caldi just has to tap it in, but hold on. It goes off the post, and surely that's going to be a moment that you never forget as a player. I mean, you just had to tap it in. You just had to seal the deal. And he couldn't do so here. Bryn, he's up high. He puts it on the crossbow. Psalm, he can't get it past the defenders. And Caldi with the follow-up. And that will be one to remember for the ages for this team. I mean, they had some really big opportunities. And that one open net was quite arguably the biggest one. But the Celeritas, they will be just holding their heads in their face. Just they have to push on. They can't believe that they just got away with that, but they do. And now their attack will be launched on its own, but it will be cut short by some demos and some bumps.
And there was a bit too much bunching up there in the offense for my liking there from Celeritas. They were low on boost as a result. They weren't able to hold on to the pressure. Caldi was challenged there by Doink. If that one had landed, unfortunately, that would have been a brutal way to concede the first goal of game 2. It's still waiting for that first blood to be drawn. We've seen these swords cross multiple times now as we enter the second half of this game. Caldi finally looking to break the deadlock. A second man flies in. It's really well defended here from Celeritas. Rotations on point. Always having a player back, but has their luck right now. Bryn can't find the target. A moment of fortune again from Celeritas. Rico stays up front. Sam there doesn't quite get a control he would like for that first touch. VU will just clean it up. But waiting is Bryn, high on boost. If this is something that Blaze do a lot better than Celeritas, it adds more fuel to their fire. How are they surviving? Just one-off misses when the position is perfect for Blaze is what's seeing them out of this game so far. There's an opening, and again, these unlucky chances just rearing their neck in.
Yeah, and you must say this Celeritas roster, they have been on the back end this whole time, and this Blaze team, they just can't seal the deal. They just need to put the ball in the net. I mean, sure, it is probably one of the harder shots to hit when you have that open net in front of you. I mean, it's just begging you to hit the post, but you can't keep getting away with just putting the ball wide. I mean, you can't keep hitting the post like this. You just have to finish the job. That's all they need to do. I mean, surely they must be confident in their build-up play, but when you can't get the finishes, that might start to hurt your ego. That might start to hurt your confidence heading into these games.
Oh!
What a goal! Just off the corner. What an ankle, Pegasus!
Insanity! If we were gonna see the first goal of the game, it had to be something special! And VU cooked something up for Celeritas. Blaze, how are you gonna respond to that?
I don't think you do respond to that. I think you just get your head back in the game and keep playing the game you have been playing. You just need to get the goal. That's all you need to do. I mean, you've had the chances. Surely you can put it away, but now this Celeritas roster, all of a sudden they look revitalized. The confidence, it's booming off of that play, and if they go on to win it, I mean, surely that is the moment you look at for them to bring this back. I mean, the defense has been clinical in this game, but also the whiffs from this other team that has slowly built on the confidence to go for that play, and they really scored the beauty.
Oh, but hold on a minute here. Late drama with 15 seconds left. Blaze had some ideas of an attack. Celeritas shut it down. Chance for another goal there just to secure the win. Instead, it's thrown right back onto the other end. Bryn was waiting there in field. And now Sam, you've got to keep it up. Bumped off there by the hero VU with his last goal. But could he go from hero to zero here? Blaze still looking to try and get something out of this offense. This is where the panic is starting to really prove to be a factor. But Celeritas ultimately come out on top. They equal the series score. And it's to heroics from VU.
Yes, and I think the cracks are starting to form on this Blaze roster. They had all the pressure, they had all the chances in this game, and yet they get out of it with 0 goals on their name. Celeritas, off of a hero play from VU, they seal this game, and not only have they won this game, they have completely destroyed both of our predictions. I mean, now it just comes down to who wins it at this point.
Oh my goodness, what a second game that was. I love when that's just a 1-goal difference. I said in game 1 that Celeritas were going to be happy to play for games like that, but the style at which I said they'd pull it off was not what I predicted whatsoever. That was so back and forth. Celeritas felt like they had some intensity in the offense, which we did not quite see in that opener, and it was hard for Brave to deal with, but ultimately I don't think you can rely on goals like that, like the likes we saw from VU, to decide your games. We're going to need some more simpler plays just sprinkled in there, just for a bit more consistency if you want to see the end of this series. But if you want to get the confidence up, if you want to rally the troops, rally your teammates together, a goal like that to win Game 2 would have been exactly what you needed to move forward.
Yes, and as a player, and I know you have been a player as well, you would know that when someone does that on your team, you can't help but just laugh and just celebrate with them. But Sob, he will be responding very quickly in this third game, doing what they couldn't do in the second game. And surely that might mean that their offense would just be getting that boost that they so heavily need. Really
aggressive, quick out the gates there from Blaze. That was simply the perfect kickoff follow-up there for that specific instance, and they're looking to find a second straight afterwards this time, though. Doink able to block. VU throws it up. Caldi does well to get that initial tap down, but he had 2 Celeritas players in front of him waiting to just sweep this one forward. They're going to be looking for that equalizer quick after conceding the first, but Blaze, they're not thinking of holding. They're thinking of doubling. Bryn is an option. Finds inside. That's a good interception there from the Celeritas player. And now VU, can he do it again? Double tap doesn't quite land. But my goodness, you have to be able to shut him down in future.
Yes, and I have been told that Storms is actually going under the name Cal, which might make things a lot more difficult for us, but D, he finds the back of the net here. And how does he do it? It's a boom onto the corner. It will be awkward for Cal D in the defense, and D, he's waiting. He just taps it where Cal D cannot reach it.
Nice little equalizer, quick within the first minute already. A very different natured game to what we saw in the second. I feel like we've had a different draw every single time in the games in this series so far, and that's just something that I feel like this tier and these players are able to deliver for you. Oh my goodness, if that was read a little bit better, that could have been a cleaner goal number 2. Either way, Sam will still get that opening. There's the follow-up here for Blaze to immediately take that lead yet again. But of course, I wouldn't read too much into it. With how quick goals have been coming in so far, I should expect a response or an extension within the next, let's say 30 seconds, Field?
Yes, and I mean, this game has been so back and forth. In the last game, we saw 1 goal only, and we have already seen 3 in only 90 seconds of playtime. So, I mean, surely the floodgates are open for both sides. It's just who can take advantage of this chaos going on currently. And Bryn, he will be making a play of dreams, but it will be challenged by Doink. I have been told he's called, and Cal D off the sidewall will get the challenge. Now, the race is on for this ball. D, Doink, with a big challenge, but it will drop to Bryn. Psalms up, Cal, whatever you want to call him. He was there, but it couldn't finish the job. And now View off the corner, looking to find himself, but he can't do so. The net is open, the race is on. Who gets it? The demo comes through, and Rico, he is left confused. He can't see anything in that goal line. It will be an easy goal for Cal D or Psalm or whatever you want to call him.
So intelligent, so selfless there from Sam to abandon that ball for the demo and allow his teammate to get that shot across. It's fantastic communication shown there between the Blaze players. They were able to get a shock result in that first series. It looks like they might be able to do it again. Favourites right now to put themselves on match point, but Celeritas want to put an end to it. And well, they respond with a team play of their own. It's going to be a pinch between Rico and Doink, breaking past the defense of Cal. This game is not over yet.
No, and that will also be a confidence builder, like we saw in the second game, sorry. But as you said, we do need to see those consistent offenses. You can't rely on these individual brilliant plays. I mean, sure, that was a team play, but it was off of brilliance in the moment, and you can't just keep relying on that. Cal D whiffs it, he fakes it maybe for Bryn, but the shot, it will just not have the power that it required to go past Doink on the goal line. And now Rico, he followed up a bit too closely. He will have no boost, and he will have to track back to try and reach that one. He will do so, gets it over one, the demo comes through, and what a beautiful play by Rico.
Well, they say you should eat your greens. What happens when the greens eat you? Rico with the snipe equalizes the score, and Blaze looked like they were blistering away, but now they'll be concerned. Celeritas are the team on fire.
And I can't believe we're only in game 3 here, Pegasus. This is something you would see in a game 5 when everything is on the line. I mean, both teams are throwing everything they got at this game. And sure, this is so important as Bryn looking for the skimmer. Can't quite get it before the challenge comes through. And now Cal, Psalm, off in the air. He tries to get it on the ceiling. We'll leave it for Cal D, but the challenge comes through from View. And just taking a bit of a breather in the corner here, looking for the bump play. Can't get it, but now Bryn on 0 boost. He will have to buy some time for his teammates. Does so, gets it over 1. The challenge comes through, and it will drop to the opposite corner where Psalm, Cal is waiting. And now the demo on the back comes through, but Rico can't make it happen.
Be careful. Watch your back. Check both shoulders. Celeritas are looking so dangerous right now. So many demos. A dummy play attempted this as well in offense. Now they're the team with all the creativity behind them. The exact same compliments I was throwing their opponents for. Celeritas are giving it back tenfold. And now with all the pressure, have they stretched themselves a little bit too far? Rico with 100 boost has to pop it high here for Doink. This is going to be a huge clearance, but still, we saw Sam get there first. Keldy will just wait at that front post. VU on that offense. You can see the Celeritas players start to put themselves in formation. That flying V looking to attack Blaze, penetrate them where it hurts. And again, they're going to be so concerned right now with how many demos Celeritas have attempted. It's just an extra thought for the Blaze players to have in the back of their mind, even if nothing is coming towards them at that specific moment. But despite all this pressure that Celeritas have had. We know that Blaze can turn it on at any moment. It only takes one attack now. The next goal will be golden, and it's not immediately Celeritas. Maybe they're building it up now. No, it's Rico. 10 seconds left. Concerns here on the defense, but those roles have just switched. Bryn has to get the demo. Cal D waits on that back wall. 0 seconds left. The ground is heating up. Rico wants a double. Slam down here from Cal, and it will be enough to survive.
Yes, and you do have to give that defense from Caldi the patience on the backboard, just waiting. He knew he didn't have to dive, and that demo comes through from Caldi, who I was just glazing in the commentary. Bryn goes up in the air. He chooses to leave the ball. It's a great demo. It's a great bump by Bryn to just clear the goal line, and Caldi just walks it home. Great comeback in the dying moments when all the pressure was on them during the dying moments of the regular game time.
And they were tired of being slapped about that entire game. This time, they strike back. They were aggressive. And this is what I said was my favorite thing about this team so far, is how much aggression they're able to put against you. You have to be so careful. And I said it, didn't I? When it was 3-3, it was all dexterity on the attack, and it looked like nothing was going to be able to stop them. But it only takes one really well-coordinated offense from Brave Esports to turn that game around. And they performed quick after the kickoff, like they did to start the series. That's how they started the overtime.
Yes, and what a great start by Blaze. I mean, I talked about their clutch ability, just bringing games back that they looked like they had no business winning. And I mean, they did it once again here in this third game to just put their position on double match point, and surely that will be haunting them in these next games. I mean, they will be locked in. They will be trying their hardest to win this game, but when you have your elimination on the line and you have to not only pull through once but twice against a team like Blaze, how much is that pressure gonna matter, Pegasus?
It's going to matter the most, especially with that pressure increase. You're going to see more mistakes forced out if these players are unable to lock in. Of course, this is the lower bracket as well. Both these teams are on their last life. They're playing to earn the right to even be able to compete on Championship Sunday. Blaze are one step away. Celeritas need to strike back, and they need to do it now. But Blaze have been so good at getting quick goals in the openings, quick after the kickoff. We're still in that opening stage, it feels like, where Blaze have all the pressure. So Celeritas need to get themselves outside this cursed time frame, and maybe they can put their hands back onto their series.
Yes, I mean, this whole series has felt like Blaze starts out strong, and then a response, it comes from Celeritas, and then it's straight back on Blaze to put that puts the pressure once again. And now we are seeing Blaze with great offense after great offense, just popped on the crossbar. View has to dive in, risking their own goal on the goal line, but he gets it on the crossbar this time. Gets away with murder. I mean, that would not fly in my teams, but he gets it done, and they stay alive in this game.
VU has to be careful there. Covers that near post well, but still, Blaze are going to have a lot of space. Doink looking to try and shut it down. There was a double commit there from Celeritas, but it might not matter. They were able to get themselves a hit forward to regroup themselves back into defense. VU had to pick between ball or boost. Decides to ball. It's a fantastic decision, and that'll be what allows Celeritas to hold on to this deadlock scoreline. Now they look to break it. Doink can't get the bump. It might just be enough to act as a fake. But Blaze again, really well repositioned. Really good reaction times. And no matter how Celeritas like to play it, Blaze always seem to have a response.
Yes, and at this moment, it doesn't look like if Blaze is gonna score in this game. It's more about when they are gonna score. They have all the pressure. I mean, right now we're seeing Celeritas with some pressure of their own, but an open net will be found this time. I think that is the first open net we have seen scored in this series.
It's not like Celeritas to get a bit overconfident and play a bit too high. I would argue, actually, a bit too wide there. They had a player on either one of the mid boosts, and the central space is going to be the most dangerous. So Blaze will take that one every single day of the week. Cal D back up. Already looking to double it as it stands. They will be going to Championship Sunday, but Rico looking to put another spanner in the works. Well defended there by the final Blaze defender. VU wants to tap this one back to Rico. I liked the back pass attempted, but there's always going to be a Blaze player chasing. Are you faster to these second balls? VU didn't need to. There was a miss there from Bryn out that front post. VU's able to turn again. It was a lovely strike towards that top corner. But what would be such a hard chance for any other defender is light work for Blaze in this form.
Yes, and as we see Blaze with some good offense going, but the flick, it wasn't good enough to go over the defenders. But now Storm on the backline, he will be tested. He gets a great clear. Rico gets a touch to the side, but surely it will be a Blaze player there first. He goes for the shot on target, and it's the second open net found for this team. They are really getting confident. They are just launching shots when they know this defender, he's not gonna be back. And he does it twice now. This team has done it. And what a great offense from Blaze. They have been going all the way this whole series, and now they are really starting to show what that pressure can really do for you as a team. When you get that build up, when you just take the ball all the way, when you just decide to throw some pot shots to keep your enemies, opponents guessing, that is what it can do when you have that great build up play. When you make them so scared of what you're gonna do when you get to the gold that they don't even think you had the capability of just launching it across the whole pitch like that, and he does it again. It might even be a third time. It will be. And what a skim from Storm.
Game, set, and potentially match with Storm's redirect. Doink. Thought he was perfectly positioned. Thought he could cover all angles. But Blaze, they're not just looking to get themselves into playoffs, they're looking to go the entire way. What a statement this has been versus Celeritas versus Shadow. 1 minute will make the difference. And oh, are you getting nervous, Celeritas? Is this an early end? Bryn makes it 4. Is it guaranteed?
Yes, and I do have to just remind you. Okay. You had Celeritas in 3. My friend, how are you feeling about that prediction now? I'm sorry, I can't cut you too much slack. I told you, this Blaze team, they would come out swinging. They would not bow down to pressure. And they have shown their spot is deserved. But, Doink, he will keep things interesting for now. I mean, your prediction, it might not be completely dead as Doink revitalizes this Celeritas team.
All I'll say is whoever qualifies thoroughly deserves it. And it's not just going to be about that qualification. These are two teams I see going further every single season of RSC. You talk about those lower bracket runs. This is where it ends here for Celeritas. A huge miss. It comes off the post, and Blaze do well to recover themselves for the following defense, although that's a big whiff. Someone's there on the follow. And again, a Doink up. They were looking for that fifth. Rico might put it in their own net. It doesn't quite go in. Cal D will tap it home. What a performance we are seeing from Brave Esports' Blaze. And I'm going to call it now. These last 25 seconds are nothing more than a victory lap. This is going to end in 4. Brave Esports will feature on Championship Sunday, and they will be competing for the trophy.
Yes, and what a great showing. And even though I do appreciate Blaze's run more, you do gotta give it to Celeritas. They have been crucial in this series. I mean, they didn't make it happen when it mattered the most, but you do have to give them a round of applause. They played really well in this series. I mean, even getting one game against this Blaze team, who is looking absolutely amazing on the pitch. Big round of applause to Blaze, who makes it through to Championship Sunday, as you said, but also a big up for Celeritas, giving them such a hard time getting there. I mean, 1 overtime win, and there was that one goal game. It was really tight at times here, but big up to Blaze. They made it happen when it mattered the most.
Mon the Brave, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be struggling to think of who's going to collect that MVP because it is such a balanced roster all round. It feels like all three of those players have pop-off potential where they could take an entire game or an entire series into their hands, into their favor, and come out with that victory. But your on-screen will go to Bryn. 9 shots and 3 goals, 6 saves, 7 assists. But the real stat that is sticking out here for me is the 13 demos. A danger man on the pitch and just simply too much for dexterity.
Yes, and I mean, if you compare his demo stats with mine, I think you would probably have the same amount of demos in this series as my whole season. So, a great showing from these guys, and when you watched, you could really feel what a big impact those demos had. I mean, every single time they had an offense going, every single time they found that demo in the back line, it was just a walk in the park for them. They found the demo, it was just an easy tap in, and that was quite a big difference maker, I feel like, in the earlier games.
Yeah, it really was, and I must say again, I'm so impressed with how Brave are constantly able to shift themselves up another gear. It felt like in those early stages, yeah, they were strong, yeah, they were pushing dexterity to their absolute limits, but then there was that brief period where dexterity, I would say, arguably looked dominant with the amount of possession they were able to maintain, the amount of shots they had towards Brave's net. But then Blaze just decided, okay, if you're going to raise the bar, we're going to match it in that bit further. Dexterity decided they'd do it back, but Brave would respond within the game. It was quicker changes, it was a clearer mindset, it was clear communication and just general cohesion between all three of those players. And of course, the individual talents. It wasn't just about those passing plays. It was being able to dribble forward, take those 50-50s, go for some of those fakes, keep dexterity guessing, but ultimately see them as victorious after that 4th game. And I said about this roster after seeing that series come to an end, but I now see them as a team that could potentially go the full distance. It's going to require a monster of a lower bracket run, which I must point out we have seen before, and it will require them to take on the losers of Centurions versus Porphyra, 2 very tough opponents that are going to be very fun to watch take on each other, of course, in the final series of the day.
Yes, and you very much have to be looking forward to that one. I mean, we've been in the lower bracket now, and I think if there's one key takeaway from this Blaze roster, it will have to be the mentality. I mean, I have casted them 2 series in a row now, and both times they were on the back end for quite a while, and each time they were on the back end, they would get right back on it. They would just pick themselves right back up where they left, and they would just charge through, and they will find a way back in the series. And I mean, surely that is something you need. I mean, as a player personally, I know that is a key point you need to have on the roster if you want to go all the way.
Absolutely, they've got that down but never out factor about them. They've really got that heart. They really put the Brave in Brave Esports. I guess you could say their field art predictions completely shattered. I mean, it wasn't a sweep, but it didn't feel like a Game 4 finish either. It felt like it could go the full 5, but Blaze just had that extra clutch potential when it came to those final 90 seconds or even those overtimes, which we were able to see during that series. And well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the first 2 you saw today, you're going to absolutely love what we have cooking up next. 4 Templar Centurions versus DSQ Porphyra, 2nd versus 3rd in class here in Elite. It's going to be an absolute banger, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We will see you all after the break.
And I ain't stopping, no I ain't stopping, homie regardless, And I ain't stopping, no I ain't stopping, I'm just getting started, let's go. My skin is pale, but I'm a black sheep, riding through
poppin', homie, day and night. Got the party jumping, about to break the ice. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light. I stay fly without a travel visa. I stay high, smoking on that gasolina. And when a Filipina tells me Malakita, I put two and two together like a ballerina. This music is more than a paycheck. No money in the bank 'cause I make sense. I put in work till I'm brain dead. I spin a fast zone like a breaknecks, and the crowd goes wild. AM, mayhem. We get it poppin', homie, day and night. Got the party jumping, about to break the ice. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light. Stay up on my grind, that's my way of life. I got tunnel vision, I'ma chase that ray of light. We the first to get it poppin'.
Baby, this is do or die. Feel it in my veins tonight. Emotional suicide. You know it's an eye for eye. I didn't wanna walk the plank. No. But the Mariona, it came like the thunder. I was on my way to going under. Swimming in the banya, I was covered in a tidal wave, But I'm a fighter, try to take me down, I'm going higher. Baby, you've been playing with some fire. You've been playing with fire. One day you will see what you made of me. Found my inner beast. You watch it release in the dead of night. In the dead of night. Baby, when the sword die, you know it's an eye for eye. Feel the energy align in the dead of night. 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 You can save your alibi. I already know you lied. Oh no, no, don't even try. Watch the flame in me ignite. You didn't wanna walk the plank. But the Mariona, it came. Baby, it was dark, it was hard to see. And that's when the spark lit inside of me. Oh, I was lost from reverie. Oh, oh. One day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh, one day you will see I found my inner peace. You watch it release in the dead of night. In the dead of night. Baby, when the sword die, you know it's an eye for eye. Feel the energy align in the dead of night. 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 And one day you will see what you made of me, what's inside of me. Oh, and one day you will see I found my inner beast, and you watch it release.
There's not a single day that passes without you on my mind. Not even 1 minute can end up before you come around. I yearn for the days when I see your face here before me. I long for the times you held me in your arms. Whoa. How I wish that you were here to give me everything I want. But I know that life's unfair and we can't always have it all. Whoa, whoa, I wish that you were here. Whoa, whoa, I wish that you were here.
I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here.
There's not a single day that passes, not even 1 minute can end up darkness of night, we live to die. We lose our souls every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. What's right. The world is dead, but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are just shadows. It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light.
Light it up, light it up, light it
Inside lane, missing exits. I'm glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead. As the last stop
I'm the sign that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
Hello and welcome back in RSC fans, or just the average Rocket League enjoyer. We are back with some more of that elite play-ins. We have the upper round one. So we already saw some teams duke it out a little bit earlier here today and get into that lower bracket. Well, we'll have a team qualifying up into that upper semis after the conclusion of this match. My name is Borky, and I am joined by the lovely Space Chris. Hello, welcome. Oh, wrong way.
Hello, thank you for having me. And yeah, it's going to be some great action today. Two upper bracket matchups, which means I saw this from yesterday, especially when I was casting game yesterday in Rival. These upper bracket games, early days, are really fun because like these teams, they're just going to go all at it. They don't have anything to lose quite just yet. So they usually try some cool stuff. They don't have the nerves holding them back. So we're going to see some amazing action here, especially as these two teams obviously finish in the top 3 position in their own conference. And this is a battle of the conference to maybe see which conference is stronger.
Ooh, definitely. I mean, both of these teams, very respectable season, both performing really well, and up to, I would say, high standards here, as you can see their placements within their respective conferences. And I mean, as you can just see, like, I would argue these teams are pretty well-rounded and similar to one another. So I think it's going to be basically a shootout all the way through.
Yeah, totally. The only thing, though, that might mix things up a little bit is after looking at these teams, I believe DSQ lost their last 3 games before the end of the season. And in the last 3 games for Fort Temple, they also lost 2 or 3. So maybe their form dipped a little bit at the end of season. Maybe it was sub games. Maybe it was a reason we don't know. But that means all the more chaos on the field.
Definitely. Yeah, and I mean, you kind of have to wonder where's that mental at. You know, nobody likes coming off of a losing streak. So you want to kind of rebound, get back into the rhythm of things. But at the same time, are you as confident coming into this match as maybe Centurion might be off of, I believe they've won, or no, they're also coming off of a loss from the regular season, but still a lot to be played out on the pitch. Both of these teams really, really capable of getting far, and they do have some breathing room that we can argue with because loser of this match isn't eliminated from the playoffs. They just head to that lower bracket, but you still want to give it your all because that upper semis looks a lot more appetizing in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And in a format like this, the further you can manage to close through the upper bracket, the easier your job is if you do get sent to the lowers in the end, because you get to skip a few rounds. And that puts the pressure off, especially if the lower team in the lower bracket is having an insane run with insane momentum. You don't want to catch them at the wrong time. So it's a game that, although they won't be too nervous, there's not too much on the line. It's also a game at the same time they're going to be desperate to win, which creates a very interesting dynamic on the field.
Yeah, and I mean, also, it's kind of like, as you mentioned, a battle of the conferences, prove which one might be harder, as some like to argue back and forth here. So, I mean, here's a great first way to prove that, especially here in Elite. So I'm excited to see how things get kicked off. One thing I do want to point out, though, is I know these scores are a little bit close, but I believe that it's the Centurions have a lot of demos per game. So I'm curious if you wonder if that's going to play any impact as things get a little bit dicier down the line.
Oh, totally. That just means chaos. We could see all sorts of things. When I see teams that go all out on demos, it can mean that they have some of the most insane attacks, but it also means they can have zero defense. If they're so busy chasing after everyone, they forget about the ball. So it creates some very fun Rocket League to watch. But of course, it is Elite, so hopefully they'll be a bit more composed, or at least you would think so. But going into this, what do you think the score's going to be? Who do you have winning it?
Ooh, you know, it really could be anybody's game, but I do want to. I'm going to give the edge here to the Centurions. But I think it's going to go Game 5. I think both of these teams have a lot to prove. You know, just sitting right below first in their conference. So give me 3-2 for Centurions.
I'll have to go for similar. I think I'm gonna go for a Game 5 as well. I won a Game 5. I didn't quite get it yesterday, so I'm hoping I'm gonna get it today. So I'm gonna go for a 3-2 Centurions game.
Ooh. Well, hopefully they do provide all that entertainment so we can get that Game 5, because I mean, especially once you're in these play-ins as well, that Game 5, anything can happen. All it takes is one lucky bounce and the victor is decided. So hopefully we will get that underway shortly. Just waiting for, I think, all players to get situated here on Manfield night.
Do we have everyone here?
Oh, I think I was having some issues there getting kicked out as well. So hopefully get that all situated here. But Manfield night looks like we might be underway in a moment once both of these teams are here. And it's almost time to get things started underway. And this first game, honestly, do you believe in the saying that the first game makes all the difference? Like,
in a way, I'd definitely say it makes a difference, but in which way you don't know, because there's two things that I've been seeing happening. You either have the one team getting the first win and just being able to carry that pressure throughout the whole series, but on the other hand, sometimes they can get a bit too complacent after the first game, and it can just cause them to fully lose it after that. Or who knows, you can get some back and forwards Game 5 action, which is rare, but it happens, and I'm just excited for whatever way this game chooses to go. I'm just excited to get some Rocket League action here. And it looks like, as I say that, people are joining, which is good news for everyone. And yep, we're all here. Engines are roaring, and we are starting this upper round of the RSC playoffs.
Ooh, I love that we're getting this underway here, especially Elite. You know, all of these players have been putting in so much effort, but already we do see Centurions here as Moggy's trying to get past into the midfield. Nice break up there as Friday opportunity to take this into the corner. Will get the 50. Not a lot of boost though to try to get a pass of their own. So Porphyra here is just going to play this one back, try to recompose themselves, force this over here. Oh, that pass, though, broken up. That had a dangerous look. Another one here into the midfield. Here goes Choco trying to get the double tap, unable to read it.
Hoop just taking it across the field, trying to get a play across to his teammates. He got it for Friday. Friday's shot's just going to be instantly blocked, but Friday leaves it open. But Choco just couldn't quite get it in time to get a shot at the Fort Templar goal, even though the pressure from DSQ is coming out pretty strong early into the series. Choco just can't quite get a shot. That Coop up for it off the backboard, but Moggy able to clear it to his corner.
Ooh, we saw some really good pressure there from the Centurions to kick things off, but just not able to capitalize on any of it. And then, of course, Porphyra had some looks of their own. I mean, that one was floating in front of the net for what I would say forever. Surprising there wasn't a third man there, but passing play trying to get developed here Friday. We'll just play this aside to the corner as Coop just going to clear this away, cause the defense to go back. But Moggy, great break up there in the midfield, allows this shot over towards the backboard. Satu follow up. This one's going a little bit high. A follow there from Moggy, just unable to get it past that last defender there for Porphyra.
And it just feels that both teams are just trying to get used to each other. They're trying to read the field. Of course, with the current format, these teams have not played each other in a actual league match yet. So you can see as the ball just keeps going back and forwards across the field, both teams try to find something. As Choco now towards the goal, Moggy able to make the save to the corner. And you can just see these teams trying to work their way through, but they're not quite sure how they're going to get it all the way yet.
Ooh. I mean, we can see Porphyra now starting to build up that pressure. I would say for a significant part of this game have had the ball on the half here of Centurion, so they need to find an exit here soon or else they're going to get suffocated out. But here's Moggy taking that opportunity. Choco's going to deny the backboard. Coop already for the follow-up, as well as Friday has an opportunity to put that on net, and what a beautiful series of plays that was as Porphyra strikes first.
And I feel like it was coming. Definitely DSQ'd the possession game. And sometimes you see it backfiring, but this time it didn't. And they're going to put themselves up into the lead. And it's a lead they're going to hope to keep throughout the second half of the game, as we're just under halfway through. Choco in his own end off the ceiling. Guess the 50 is just going to go to Satu in the midfield. Satu towards Moggy. Moggy getting a redirect towards goal. Friday able to make the save. And Moggy trying to go for the ball again. But he's not going to quite connect for the shot, and Coop's just going to be able to get a big booming clearance downfield.
Ooh, and that one was so close that the Centurions could almost taste it, but unfortunately just not able to get that final touch there for Moggy. A miss there from Coop will just fall right over to Choco. It looks like maybe Porphyra's trying to bring up this physicality a little bit, but this thin line here for Centurions needs to hold on. A nice save there off of the post. This one's going to roll away. 50 there by Moggy. Satu already quick for the follow-up. Oh, Moggy off the top of the backboard. A follow-up there from Roll. Bouncing in and out. Oh, what a save by Coop. How has that not gone in?
And now it could be another opportunity the other way. Moggy's able to make the save. Choco's up for it. Choco off the backboard. Looking for Coop. Coop gets a touch. Not going to be on target. Full-time try game to boom that ball back down into DSQ's zone. But it looks like DSQ are going to take back the possession. Coop taking this downfield. He has time. He's looking for his teammates, but he's just going to drive it towards goal. Moggy. Not going to be an issue from him, though, and he's just going to clear this away. Trying to go for a counter, even.
Bringing out the musty there on the counter as well. Now Rolls fighting here in the corner as Friday just pops this one high. Moggy will keep this in, however, but Choco has to get it cleared out, leaving that one for Coop. Coop follow up, gonna take that one underneath. There's nobody in net, but not enough boost for anybody on Porphyra to put on a threatening shot just yet. Moggy, nice clear there, met again. And one thing that Porphyria has been doing a really good job as these contestants in the midfield. That one tinging off of the top of the crossbar. Follow-up shot from Roll, but Coop once again denies. Final 10 seconds, but the onslaught is here. The fury is raining down, but Coop, still being that savior, is just going to let this one roll down. The rest of that clock had an opportunity to, add a little insult to injury, but Porphyria do take game number 1.
And it was that sort of game I definitely believe that Porphyria deserved the win there. It seemed like they had most of the possession, even though field domination is telling me otherwise in the stats, but it felt like they were having control of the game. And Centurions, they had a great attack at the end, but you could say that it was just a little bit too late, or quite a lot too late, as the last 10 seconds isn't going to be enough to tie a 5-minute game.
Yeah, I mean, the looks were definitely there for Centurion as well. I would say there's so many opportunities that either bounced off the post or, especially the one where I think it hit the ground and the top of the post 4 different times before eventually Porphyria was able to put it out. So, the opportunities are there, just need to put it away.
Yeah, that's something you can see teams struggle with, and hopefully for Centurions, it's not something they can get stuck in their head, because when you have that mentality of just not being able to score, it can just get you after a while. And even if you dominate the field, it's the execution at the end that counts. And hopefully they're able to regain here in Game 2. Game 2, in a best-of-5 series like this, it's a very important game. We're either going to see one team take it to match point, or the other fight back.
Ooh, and you know what they say, it's not how you start the race, but how you finish. Centurions need to get Game 2 here to at least give themselves some more comfort in this series. Moggy's going to get possession here off of this right-hand side wall. Little touch off of the ceiling as well, but Coop going to Nye. Roll putting that one right back on, but not a lot of power behind it. Easy collect there for Friday, but looks like Centurions are starting to pick up the pace here as Moggy finds the 50, is able to put that perfectly on net and crossbar down. Centurion strike first.
And Centurions on a mission to correct me from what I said earlier. They can execute, and they execute. In the first 30 seconds of the game, last time it took a whole half of a Rocket League game to see a goal, and Centurions got one on the board, and they're looking to even make it 2.
Ooh. Sometimes you just have to open that floodgate and then the goals pour in, as here looks like to be another one, but Choco, luckily was positioned back enough to stop that heater from just falling in all the way across the pitch. Coop trying to get an attack here. Nice 50 there. That's one into the middle, but Friday just not able to get the touch on it, and Centurion's breathing a sigh of relief as that was a wide open net.
And that's something you see with once you get to a tier like Elite, when all of these players are incredibly talentedly skilled, you see some crazy plays, some crazy mechanics, but as obviously in Rocket League, no one ever thinks they're good until you're a pro. You can just, some of these mistakes as a team, as the communication comes down, we've seen these open nets and these bit of dodgy plays back and forwards. But so far, we're still at a 1-0 game.
But Centurion's looking to maybe put this to 2. The double opportunity is just going to fall a little bit short. Moggy almost got that one into the midfield, but Porphyria's not looking to allow any of these mistakes again. Want to tighten up on this defense. Nice boom there for Coop. Going to buy some time to recompose themselves here on this defense. Also trying to follow up with a quick attack. Friday had that one going towards target, but once again, Centurion's able to hold on. But wait, this demo is huge. Choco trying to get that over to a teammate, just a little too far forward. And a missed opportunity there.
Putting it to Satu, just driving it under the player, and he's gonna get the second goal. A lovely fake. He's acting like he's gonna go up, but instead he goes down, and he just finds his way going completely past Choco. And he was the only one there to beat, and Centurions double the lead to 2.
Ooh, that was a beautiful play. The mind games too. And this is looking like a lot different of a Centurion roster we saw from that game number 1. Definitely a lot more lively. Choco, though, quick ripper towards net. Friday's not able to reach for the follow-up. Roll, though, trying to get this around Choco, who has to play that carefully. Was the last man back. Moggy still keeping this pressure developing here as Rural gonna take an opportunity into the air themselves. Pass into the midfield once again, denied.
Amogi looking for the double, doesn't quite get it on target. Choco able to give it to Keep of the Cider, and his team is going to hang on. Keep getting a musty towards goal. It's going to be off the post, but it's up, floating in front of goal. Choco can't get it on target, and neither can Friday. Choco is not going to have the power. Keep trying to keep on the pressure. The ball's going to bounce to Choco. Choco popping up in the air, but he doesn't have a player boost to get to it, so he's going to do it himself. Just pop on the back wall for Friday. Friday not ready to get any power in about Choco, but it down for Keep. But it's not going to go his way, and Satu able to get a breakaway down here on the counter.
Centurion was putting up that brick wall. That onslaught felt like forever. Coop, though, is still trying to keep it up here. Choco will get the touch. Oh, what a save from Rule. That one was halfway through. A follow-up, but eventually Choco breaks through. And there we go, Porphyra bringing that deficit within one.
And it felt like it was coming at some point. That last sort of play, it was just relentless pressure from Porphyra, and it just felt like it had to go in at some point. And even though they didn't get it initially, got it in the end, and Choco looking to get a goal here off the kickoff. Choco putting up a Coop. Sato able to get the clear down, looking for Mogi to help him out there, get it to the corner. Mogi following it up, taking boost, but Choco's going to get there first. Choco not able to connect. The ball's going to give Roll an opportunity. Roll here to the off the corner, trying to get it to the center of the goal, but Keep is going to have to put it back downfield for Choco. It was an open net, but it's not going to be on target.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Wait, do my eyes deceive me? I think I need to see this replay. This is Psycho, maybe? Ooh. Oh my goodness, what a touch that was, as Centurions brings that 2-goal lead right back up, and that is absolutely beautiful there.
Yeah, completed. It shows why as a player you can't get too excited, because it looked like one team had an opportunity the other way, and all it took is this one precise touch like that, and it's just the goal happens on completely the other side of the field. And it's incredibly fun to watch here as Satu trying to drive towards goal. Friday's awkward as Moggy's up for it. Moggy dumps it down. And Centurions, they're dominating this game. The first game, it took ages for us to see a goal. And now we're up to 5 goals.
Just the placement is picture perfect, and Moggy just in the correct spot at the right time to be able to, I would say, maybe ice this game, put it away here for the Centurions, but 40 seconds left. There is a Rule 1 here in the corner as well, so maybe, you know, Porphyra might be able to get a quick one here by some way back into this game, but I'm gonna, you know, call it a little bit early here, as just this pressure is continuously building here. Centurions just running down this clock. Moggy's playing a nice game of keep away as well.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of 2v2 action here. It looks like they decided to change the rules to see who's better at 2s. Choco trying to get past that 2. It's not going to do with 7 seconds left. Moggy maybe even to get another goal for his team. Keeps able to clear away. Satu keeping it on. Can't quite get the shot, and this game is going to be dead. Choco trying to get one at the end, but it's not going to go. And Centurions will take that game decisively, and to hopefully give our predictions some hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking a lot more favorable for a potential Game 5, because now it's tied up here 1-1 in the series, and a completely different ball game there for Centurions. They came to life after that early goal, and I mean, Porphyra, I think they need to find some sort of answer there, because everyone on Centurions was hitting shots. It wasn't like one player kind of stood out there. It was everybody across that roster was looking super dominant.
Completely, and that might be what made the difference, because when I was looking at the stats just earlier, it looked like there's not a lot of difference. Surprisingly, I was not expecting that. The field possession, the saves, the shots, it's not that different at all. In many ways, it's completely level. But maybe it's just that fluidity of the Centurions team that's able to make them so much stronger in that game.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like there was a lot of confidence between both of those, or between most of those goals. There's just a lot of confidence between each other and the team. They kind of knew where each other were playing around. So that's definitely something that can give you that edge there. But as we hit Sovereign Heights, game number 3 is kicking off here. And Centurion's looking just to continue that pressure and aggression already.
Well, this is also an opportunity for DSQ to try and maybe show they're worth more than a 4-1 loss. As Coop booming this one downfield. Satu's on his own. I don't think he was quite expecting that to be on target, but he got the save in the end. Coop dumping down for Friday. Friday hit the post. Hits the post again. And it's not going to go in. And we're still at a level game here of a scoreless game. And somehow we're still 0-0.
I mean, some of these opportunities is kind of head scratching because how does that not go in, and how does Moggy find a way to get that out? Well, Porphyra, we're trying to find another opening there, but Centurion's going to push it onto their side of the pitch. Satu pushing this one into the midfield, winning out a nice 50 there as Moggy will demo out Chuku, but his efforts won't be in vain as he was able to push this into the midfield. Friday with a quick follow-up from the pass from Coop is going to put a little bit of reverse on that last game script, and we do see Porphyra looking to be a lot more lively.
And this is what just makes it so interesting, because these teams on paper, they're fairly level, and stats they're fairly level, although both of these games have just gone into such a different dynamic. As Friday, he's going to say, no, we're not keeping that a one-goal game, we're going to make it 2 right off of the kickoff.
I mean, just look at that speed, just so quick to get around as well on that kickoff, and then following it up, able to capitalize on their own little pass there as well. But I mean, can Centurions find a way to bring themselves right back into it? They were able to rebound after game number 1, but can they rebound mid-game? Oh, but it doesn't look...
It's looking shaky. But Satu, they're trying and change this game, trying to take it the other way. He's going to get it past 2 players, but he doesn't have a player there to follow up. Moggy in the air, trying to get it past Friday. Friday's going to get a 50. It's going to go to the sidewall. Choco is going to be the first man to get to it for Coop. Coop just booming it downfield, a powerful 50 towards the goal, maybe even trying to get a second touch, but Moggy able to get this around his corner, looking to try and get Centurions on the board, but Choco is able to keep the pressure on for DSQ as he goes for the shot right of goal, but it hits the post. I mean, the crossbar then the post, and it's out for Friday now. Surely that goes in. And DSQ get the goal. It feels like the greatest player this game on Centurions has been the post and the crossbars, but it's not been enough to keep Friday away from the goal.
Ooh, and a hat trick for Friday as well. You can see a little bit of panic there as well on that goal line, and that just leaves that wide open placement there for Friday to be able to capitalize on it. And now Porphyra, they're looking strong here. They're looking like the dominant team. The script just continues to be reversed here. Oh, wait. A pass over to Moggy on the backboard. Not able to get the angle he was looking for. And Friday, 4th goal secured.
And I feel like at this point, if any team out there needs a goal, just call Friday and Friday can do it for you. Because he's starting to run away with it, this game.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give a lot of credit to Coop, who's on 3 assists, setting up these plays here. But Friday, what a way to step up for your team, especially in the playoffs here. And now Centurions, you're starting to ask some serious questions. What is it going to take to stop them from being able to put up this dominant performance here? Moggy trying to get this out of their half. A mistouch will leave it for Rule, but Coop just going to bounce this one right back into the midfield. Shoku is just going to keep this in as well, not allow a lot of breathing room for the Centurions, but finally some offensive pressure starting to develop there. Moggy trying to keep that into the corner. The pass was already there, and you could see Porphyra ready to pounce once again.
Roll up for looking for Satu to get in touch, but his 3rd player is in there, and he's not going to get to it, but Satu can. Satu puts a goal on the board for Centurions, and even though tying this game might sound difficult, there's still 2 whole minutes, and in Rocket League, anything can happen in this game. We've seen it. It's been a game of momentum. Whoever's been able to get the momentum has been able to control the field, especially has been able to get the momentum early. But maybe this time we can, for the first time, see momentum shift drastically through the second half of this game.
I mean, all it takes is that one goal, as we saw for Centurions. They were able to find it in game 2, and it opened up a lot of room for them. But it might be a little bit too late if they concede a second one here off the top of the crossbar. A follow-up here. Satu needs to get a touch, and Magi coming in to at least buy a little bit more time. But Coop already being relentless. This one's going to bounce back into the midfield. Follow-up roll denies.
And it feels like DSQ, they've just been able to get the edge of this game. It feels like if the posting crossbar didn't exist, they could even have even more goals on the board here. But Roll trying to see if he can do something in this last minute. He's going to go back for Coop in front of the net. Moggy gets it back to safety, but Gokko is just looking to take back possession. He's going to leave it Friday. We know how dangerous he can be in this area of the field, but he's going to run out of boost and Roll getting a power shot to the midfield to Satu. Satu taking this up, looking for the double, but Choco, a smart touch, keeps it away from him. But Roll with the shot. Coop bounced down. Moggy with the shot off the crossbar. And another sequence when you just think, how has there not been a goal?
I mean, you have to wonder how much more can this post take, just being absolutely pounded on time and time again. Eventually something has to slip through. Satu trying to get something going here for Centurions, but as we approach the final 20 seconds of this game, it does look like Porphyra here is going to take this series up to match point. Opportunity here for Satu, does have the backboard, not enough boost, follow up from Roll, but I mean, with the final countdown here on the screen, this one is going in favor of Porphyra. Maybe some consolation. No, ball's just going to hit the ground here. And what a completely different series this has turned out to be.
And it's a really interesting one as a spectator. I'm sure fans of both teams are crying, hoping for their team just to be able to contest every game instead of just having this massive momentum swing. And I feel like this is what this series has been about. It's not been about who has the best players. Both players on both of these teams, they're all so talented. It's just been a game of who has the best momentum, who can have the best connections. And as you said earlier, this duo with Friday and Coop have just been so dangerous in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks like at this point, Coop's just kind of tossing it downfield, and he knows that Friday's out there somewhere to capitalize on it. But it is looking like if Centurions can pull out what they did game 2, our game 5 hopes will be realized. But a great opportunity for Porphyra here to be able to close this away and advance to that upper semis. They will have 2 opportunities to close things out now, and it's up to Centurions to keep their hopes alive.
And it's going to be a really interesting one to see in a situation, because surely in a moment as important as this, we're going to see a close game. We're not going to see a blowout like the last 2 games were. And DSQ, they're going to be looking to end this as quick as possible, but for Templar, looking to take this just to one more.
One more game, that's all everybody ever asks for, unless you are Porphyra, as Friday right back off to the usual antics from that previous game, finding that placement, that angle, that is picture perfect, and jumping out to this early lead within the first 9 seconds.
And when those shots just like that just dunk down from the air with that angle, your defense has to be extremely prepared to get to them, and off a kickoff like that, you're not going to be prepared. And Choco looking to get another goal here, but it's just not going to be quite on target again. Keep trying to get it towards the midfield, but for times are able to get a clear roll. Gets a big 50 for Satu. Satu shot on target. Keeps going able to take this away. He has boosts as well. Getting a touch of Friday. Friday put it towards net, but no one's there. And this is going to give Moggy a big opportunity as he gets a big 50 of the barrel board. Rolls up for a roll. Trying to play it down. Satu is able to keep the pressure and the momentum going for Templar. But Friday gets his car in the way and kills that attack.
Ooh, I mean, just look how fast Friday is to all of these 50s as well. Coop putting this one into the midfield. Sato having a little argument there with the wall, but it will help him get that cleared out. And now, can Centurions break out of their own half? We've seen countless times the pressure and only so many times can that post help you out here. A nice save from Satu as Coop was charging in. Magi follow up, but Friday, all he has to do is flip into that one to keep things up here for Porphyra.
Friday in this corner trying to get a second goal, trying to get that cushion, which in a game like this is so important, especially when Moggy takes the ball downfield like that. Choco able to manage it. Satu trying to put it back towards the front of goal. Roll a big touch in front of net, but only Choco's there, and Choco is obviously not going to give Fort Temple any chance of getting that one in. Coop, big clear downfield. Roll gets the ball first though, but it's just going to go back for Friday. Friday getting a touch of the corner, but Satu able to get it back downfield for Roll down to the midfield, but Coop taking the possession back for DSQ.
Ooh, and I mean, Centurions are doing a lot better of a job of keeping this ball out of the midfield. They know how dangerous it has been just taking these early contestations here in the corner, not allowing a play to develop as Sato denies Coop there. Ooh, Magi though, nice touch to deny Choco's shot. As here comes Roll to keep this inside of the Porphyra's half of the pitch. Choco, nice little boom there, will be met by Sato, but Coop quick on a follow-up here.
And it feels like the last two games, both teams, they're still figuring each other out. They're still seeing, if I do this, does this equal a win? If I do this, does it not equal a win? But the teams, they're both figuring each other out so well. We just see this massive battle going back and forward. For Temple having some amazing shooting options there, but not quite getting anything in the net. Yes, as Coop still fighting for DSQ, still trying to give his team a resounding win. Choco trying to clear this one away. Sasu getting a shot. Not any difficulty for Friday to save. Moggy keeping on the pressure. Big 50 with Coop. Roll's getting it. Roll shot just above the goal. An awkward flip by Choco, but Friday takes it away, and Satu not going to be there in time for the shot.
Ooh, and as these final 90 seconds approach, there's only one goal that separates Porphyra here from advancing through that upper semis, but Centurions need to put it into a second gear. They need to get something developed here so they can at least force overtime. We do see Friday, though, being a nuisance, not allowing too many opportunities to develop. Choco has to get a touch there, but Coop will beat him out. Here comes Magi, keeping that in over to this left-hand wall. Roll's already there waiting. That one's just going to go a little bit wide, and that was a great opportunity. But once again, the follow-up here from Roll, going to put this up to the backboard. Choco is going to get a nice clear. Sato right back on net, but this defense holds time and time again, and that one from Coop on the counter attack is looking so favorable for Porphyra to take this series.
And it felt like Centurions are trying so hard to get a goal in the Porphyra net that they maybe just forgot about their own a tad bit. And in the last minute of game in such important series of events, you can't really blame them, but it's something they might be kicking themselves afterwards if they do manage to get a goal on the board now.
Ooh, but Centurions coming right back. They know they have a little bit time to work with, but it's just going to continue to tick farther and farther away unless they can find a strike right now. Porphyra just need to hold on a little bit longer, and this first round of the play-ons is surely there's a nice 50 by Friday. We'll just push this into the corner. It's going to take so much time here. Centurions have to get a little bit more desperate. Final 10 on the clock now, and Coop just going to let that roll over here to Magi. Magi leaving that for Roll, but a nice save. Follow up, and Friday just needs to let that touch the ground, and Porphyra are advancing through uppers.
And what a series even that was. This a series of ever-turning events. We saw some extreme power from Centurions, but it was Porphyra that in the end were able to dominate. And you could see that through these stats, all of the Porphyra team just able to have a high score, whereas Centurions it's a little bit more up and down. And at the end of the day, all of these players are great, but it's how you play as a team that's most important. And Porphyra completely eradicating our predictions of that one as they show who they truly are.
Yeah, I mean, that first game, both teams just kind of feeling each other out. It was pretty close. Then Centurions just jumped up to a massive lead. It looked like a blowout was in the making. And then Porphyra found their second win there and were just able to close things out. And obviously, we can see here who our series MVP is, which is Friday. Such an impressive performance they had. Hat trick in one of the games as well. 6 to their name for goals and 1,414 points.
And that's a very well-deserved MVP. It felt like every time I started to do the cast, I could just see him going for the ball. And to be fair, he could have even got even more goals away, and he was the most insane goal scorer of that game. But if the post wasn't his enemy, he could have even got even more, which is exciting to see, and it gives hopes for his team as they go into the next round of the upper bracket of the insane scoring opportunities they managed to cook up.
Yeah, I mean, Porphyra, Friday was able to just completely elevate that field of play there. And once they did stop having that little bit of a battle with the post, you could clearly see all of those shots were, just too much for that Centurion defense after a little bit. So Porphyra do advance through uppers. No worries for Centurions as they are still within the play-ins and comfortably, sitting in the lowers, not too comfortable, I guess, but they're not eliminated yet. They still have some room to go back to the drawing board and think things through.
Yeah, completely. And they're just gonna... The thing is, you have to be in two minds about it. You have to be like, yep, we got another chance. Yep, we still have the opportunity to go all the way, but you just have to be wary. You can't... Obviously, you don't want to be too nervous, and it's that awkward balance of emotions. If they get it right, I can certainly see them being a really dominant team throughout the lower bracket. As long as they stay in the right mentality and they play like they did in some of the games we saw today, they can be a fearful team. And on the other side of things, I feel like Porphyra, they're well prepared to play the first seed of the other conference here as they play Team Serene's Shinjiri, who I can say is a fearful team, as my very own Deathcloud played them. But they both ended on the same amount of series wins, and each game when we played against them both times, it was an absolutely amazing series to behold. Insane action from both teams, and I hope and I wish Porphyra the best of luck as they're going to go on an insane run trying to take down the Titans.
Yeah, but I think that is all that we have here for you folks for the elite play-ins today. We saw Blaze earlier to go 2-0 through their series to advance through lowers. And of course, Porphyra 3-1 against Centurions to continue. But we do have more elite play-in action coming back for you again tomorrow. So make sure to tune in for that as the rest of the elite play-in bracket is played out. And then eventually we will have that elite playoff. So make sure you stay tuned. Follow all the RSC socials so you can know when the matches are happening. But just want to give a quick thank you to Space Crips for the lovely cast and to Raids for the lovely production. Much love. And
yeah, it's been a great one, and it's been a fun cast. It felt like we both got to witness some very crazy moments there. Especially, I've got to say, my highlight of the game was that redirect psycho from the goal. It took us both a step back. We didn't quite comprehend what happened at first, which just made it all the more fun. And I hope to see even more exciting action like that tomorrow.
Ooh, fingers crossed, because that was just beautiful. And I love when players go for things like that, because when it pays off big, and it's surely an entertaining masterclass. So I think that's all that we have. So I guess we can go ahead and sign on off here. And thank you again for everybody tuning in and watching and supporting the RSC. And I hope that everybody has a great rest of their night. Much love.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.